companies spend billions of dollars each year to make their products irresistible to consumers. And it works. Obesity rates are at shocking levels. We have a supersized culture, and Americans are eating more and more. But you wouldn't know it from the serving sizes listed on many packaged foods, which often seem to bear no relation to how people really eat. The federal government sets the laws governing food labeling and serving size, but many people say the current regulations are outdated and in need of change. Nutrition labels are supposed to help people make good decisions about healthy eating. Just about every package of food that you buy in the grocery store has a nutrition label on it. It tells you the amount of calories, fat, salt, sugar, and other ingredients. But serving size is the key to everything. It determines the amount of calories and all the other nutrients on the label. But if you make the serving size too small, unless people study the label carefully, they may think they're getting fewer calories, less salt, less sugar than they really are. The results can be pretty bizarre. Let's start with breakfast, but not the big bowl of Frosted Flakes that you're used to having. The federal government says that a serving of breakfast cereals is 3/4 of a cup. Now that's not very much. And even Kellogg's would seem to suggest that most people want to eat more because they make a Go cup of Frosted Flakes with twice that amount. Kellogg's also puts a lot of the nutrition information right on the front of the box. That way parents can get a look and see what their kids are getting. But they may look at this and see 110 calories and think that's not that much without realizing it's 110 calories per serving. Many kids are probably eating 2 to 3 times that much every morning. Now let's say you don't want cereal. You'd rather have a muffin. Well, here's a blueberry muffin. And I look at the package and it tells me that a muffin has 220 calories. But wait a minute, a serving size is half a muffin. That's 220 calories for half of one of these. If I eat the whole thing, which I'm probably going to do, that means that I've had 440 calories. That's about 1/4 of all the calories that an average person eats in a day, a 2,000 calorie diet. Now, on to lunch. Here, I've got my microwavable bowl of healthy choice soup. It says right on the front of the label that it has 130 calories and 440 milligrams of sodium. It's even got the seal of the Heart Association. This is clearly made to be heated up and eaten by one person at a sitting. But wait a minute. The label on the back tells me that there's about 2 servings in here. So all of these values that I've read up front have to be doubled. I'm actually getting double the calories and about 800 milligrams of salt. That's about half of what the government says many people should be getting in a day. Now, with my soup, I want some chips. Here we go. But wait a minute. It says a serving is 6 chips. Who eats just 6 chips? All that label studying has given me an appetite for some good comfort food. How about a nice big plate of spaghetti? Not so fast. The label says that a single serving of spaghetti is 1/8 of a package. That's 2 ounces. So I measured out 2 ounces and cooked it up. It's not the stingiest portion in the world, but it's a far cry from what a lot of people pile on their plate. And here's another oddity. The label on the spaghetti sauce says that a serving of sauce is half a cup. So now my one FDA-sanctioned portion of spaghetti is swimming in sauce. It kind of makes you wonder if the pasta guy and the sauce guy were talking to each other the day they came up with the serving sizes. So, how did we get here? When Congress told the Food and Drug Administration to create standard serving sizes in the early 1990s, it said they should match what Americans typically ate at one sitting. To find out what that was, the FDA looked at surveys taken in the 1970s and 1980s where people were asked about their eating habits. The problem is, people often underestimate how much they eat, making the studies suspect. And Americans have been eating more and more, which means many of the original portions are now out of date. The FDA recognizes that there is a lot of confusion out there about serving size and nutrition information in general, and they're working to figure out ways to make it easier for people to understand. Until that happens, the next time you go to the supermarket, you might want to think about bringing a couple of things along besides your shopping list and your wallet. How about a calculator and a magnifying glass? I'm Willie Newman with the New York Times.